Hey cuties, welcome back to part 3 of me talking about what happened during TwitchCon, just for some context of things that happened in the future. If you don't want to wait for me to complete all these videos, there is a doc down below if you want to go ahead and read about basically everything that I'm talking about. However, these videos have a lot more detail than that document does. I'm also very sick right now, so if you hear me congested or anything like that, or there's more cuts than usual, it's because I'm coughing and I'm honest to God struggling to speak. Don't know if you can tell, but my fucking vocal cords are so fried that projecting my voice hurts like a mother. I have knives in my throat and I'm still here recording this for you guys. I am dedicated. If it's not my vertigo, it's not taking me out, gang. So because I am such a planner and I had invited Otus to stay with me for the following week that I was in Vegas, I had sent her the itinerary, basically everywhere I was gonna be, the days that we were switching hotels, because I was using an app called My Vegas to get discounts, to get free rooms, and I definitely wanted to take advantage of that to try and save some coin. I thought she was super sweet, and I was really hoping that she would be down to hang out with me throughout the week so that I could get to know her more and so that we could really build on that friendship. She asked me if I was gonna be at the con tomorrow, and I was planning to go to the con, but I also had plans with my friend E. Angel had spent the night and he had to leave at around 5 a.m. because he had to go from my hotel to the airport to go and catch his flight to go to Japan. He left and then I went back to sleep. I woke up later than I was expecting to because him and I had stayed up a really long time and we were talking the whole night, so I really didn't get all that much sleep, so I accidentally woke up a little bit late. So I was super rushing to get out the door. I took a shower really quick, I did my makeup, I got dressed, I was out the door, like I was rushing to go and meet E at the con. And we walked around the con for maybe an hour, and after that we were going to go to the Mandalay Bay and check out the aquarium. I had a ton of fun. I feel like everyone had a lot of fun. We were walking around the whole hotel. We were going from place to place trying to like get into the ice bar, but that fucking bar was so expensive. It was egregious and a robbery. We were like, that's a little expensive. Let's not do that. So we just decided to keep walking around and hanging out. It was a really nice time. While we were all hanging out at the Mandalay Bay, Otus had messaged me and asked me what my plans were for the evening. And I told her that I was hanging out with E and that she would keep me updated and maybe around 6 we could hang out. And then she said that maybe she would do one last swoop of the con. And I said, yeah, just let me know. That's perfect. Because I really was excited to hang out with her. I told her that I haven't done much in Vegas and I was down for whatever with her. And she had told me that she wanted to do some Vegas stuff. Then maybe we could come back to the Airbnb for a football game gathering party type of thing, and that I should bring my swimsuit. I said I was down, and I asked her how many people because I am pretty anxious around a lot of people and I just want to be mentally prepared for the amount of people that there was gonna be. But she told me it would be chill and that there's gonna be burgers and hot dogs. I thought she was really sweet for even thinking to invite me because I don't know, I'm nobody, she doesn't know me, and clearly she was making an effort to be my friend as well doing this. So it really meant a lot to me that she thought of inviting me to that. So I was hanging out with the group of friends with E for quite a while, up until around 4 p.m. And then I was gonna go head to the con and maybe catch the last hour of the con, and all of a sudden I get another message, and it's from Jelly this time. And he's asking me if I'm at the con because he wanted someone to put his name in the 7 TV machine. So I said, alright, I'll see you there then, because I was not gonna do that for him. Sorry, I have my own things to do. I'm not gonna be one of the people that he was ordering around to do things for him, because I learned that was something he was doing to everyone this trip. So I was not gonna do that. Like, I'll go hang out with y'all, but I'm not gonna do shit for you. So after we went to the aquarium, I told everyone that I was gonna go meet up with Otus and Jelly, and we were gonna go and hang out at the con because Otus and I had been messaging and we were talking about maybe hanging out at the con and then us going to like a party at their B&B or something like that. So I was like, all right, like I'll meet you guys at the convention. So I go to the convention. Turned out that the con was closing in 30 minutes and nobody knew what time the con was closing. Not Otus, not Jelly, not nobody. And I had thought that Otus and Jelly went to the convention from the time it took me to get from hanging out with E to the con. I thought that they were already there and hanging out, so I asked Otus like, hey, are y'all still at the convention? And she said that they weren't there, so I thought I would inform her about what time that it closed. So the plan was sort of taking multiple shapes. So at first it was that she was gonna go from the Cosmo to then go pick me up at the con, and then it was that I was gonna go meet them at the Cosmo, and then it was that she was gonna meet me at my hotel, and then she was like, hey, is it cool if you just come and meet us at the B&B? And I was like, yeah, for sure, I could totally do that, because I didn't want her to come and pick me up, because what I didn't want is for her to come and pick me up and go through all of these issues the same way that she had been having to pick up everyone and take care of everyone and drive everyone everywhere. I didn't want her to have to do that for me, because I felt like I can Uber myself there, I could take care of myself, like it's all right. And I was like, okay, well, I'm here, like I might as well go and hang out at Artist Alley, which honestly I'm so happy that they didn't show up, because I would have not been able to get all the cute little pins and posters that I wanted to get. So I went and I had a really fun time exploring the con by myself. I had such a blast exploring Artist Alley, but eventually it was time for the convention to close, and I had to make my way out to the front with so many other people. There were so many people. And of course, as with the entirety of the rest of the con, what was my fear? Running into Alex, Malik, and a lot of them. And since everyone was in such a congested area, just like I am right now, congested, I was like, oh shit. The probability of me seeing these people just skyrocketed to 1,000,000. So I pulled up Twitch and I started like looking up the names of the people who I know they might be on the streams of. And I saw one of them was live in the exact same location that I was. And I saw that one of the other people was also live in the same area with them there. So I was like, oh shit, like they're definitely here. Like I'm very scared. Let me completely distance myself from the main area. And so I walked past some cop cars. Quick pause. I noticed my makeup had a giant tear mark and my eyelids were all fucked up because I keep sneezing. So hopefully for the rest of the video, that won't come back. And if it does, ignore it. If you see it, no you don't! So anyway, I leave the con, I go past the cop cars, and now I'm sitting at a curb. I'm here, I'm ordering my Uber. I ordered my first Uber to go directly to their Airbnb. And the first Uber cancels, and I'm texting Otis like, hey, stay away from the con right now. It's super busy. There's so much traffic. And then I order my second Uber, and I was probably sitting at the curb for maybe like 15 minutes by this point, and the first guy approaches me and he's like, hey, what's your name? Do you stream? Are you a gamer? We start talking about all of that, and then I tell him what my Twitch is, and he's like, all right, I'll check you out. And then he leaves. Then another guy comes and he starts showing me these like magic tricks with his cars, and I was like, wow, that's so dope, awesome. And then I'm like, okay, I'm like getting a lot of attention, let me like hide a little bit. So I put my hoodie up and I like zip up my sweater, but there's nothing I could do about the bottom of my skirt. I couldn't hide my fishnets, but I tried. And then another guy comes up and then he starts talking, and this guy doesn't really leave. He just keeps talking to me. He's like, where are you going? And I was like, oh, like meet up with my friends. Are you alone? And I was like, no, like I got friends over there. I'm just waiting for my other friend to come pick me up. Like, you know, I lied because that's what you do, right? You don't tell no one you're alone. And then another guy comes up to me and is like, hey, is this guy bothering you? And then they start talking to each other, and then while they're over there on the side talking to each other, another guy comes and starts talking to me, and then another guy is watching, and I'm literally like, and then get this, my second Uber fucking cancels. And then I order a third Uber, and that one cancels pretty much immediately. So now I had 3 Ubers cancel on me, and Otis was telling me like, let me know when you're back to your hotel and you're changed and you're like on your way, just like let me know your ETA basically. And I was like, I had 3 Ubers cancel on me, I might be a while. And she was like, nope, I'm gonna go get you at the con and take you to the hotel. These dudes can take a side route. And I was like, really? I would so freaking appreciate that, because at this point, like I was feeling a little bit scared because all these guys were like surrounding me, and I didn't know what I was gonna do about getting an Uber home because everyone kept canceling. And I explained it to her that everyone kept canceling and I'm right outside of the con, and she said ETA 27 minutes, and I said okay, thank you so much. And she let me know that her plans were to see me, and they roped her into taking them to the Cosmo, and they're being really rude to her. And I was like, I'll beat them up. Who's being rude? I'll fight them, because deadass, like, whoever my girlie got beef with, I got beef with too. It's just so sad that that feeling wasn't mutual though. So eventually Otus ended up making her way to the convention, and she picked me up in front of the con. When I got into the car, I saw Tyler Chewy and a guy who I later learned that his name was Brian. Tyler was honestly being kind of rude to Otus. I can't remember exactly what he said that made me sort of feel this way about him, but I know that he said something on the drive to wherever we were meant to drop them off. I know that he said something to her that really rubbed me the wrong way while we were on the drive to go and drop them off, and then to top it off, when she dropped both of them off, he sort of slammed the door. He was like, oh, y'all aren't coming in? And we were like, no. And he was like, all right. And then he closed the door pretty hard and didn't say thank you for the ride at all at any point during the ride, which I thought was a little bit disrespectful, not gonna lie. Like, she clearly didn't have to give him a ride. She was just being nice, and to not say thank you when you're dropped off is kind of, I don't know, just not great energy. However, I didn't say anything. I thought that that was just like how it was and whatnot. But when they got out, she sort of let out a sigh of frustration, saying that they had been using her like a taxi driver for the whole entire weekend of the con, and that she's not been really able to catch a break, that she's had to clean, cook, do everything for them, and that when they had the party earlier, everyone was driving her crazy, and he was driving her crazy, trying to invite like all these people, and she just wanted it to be a small gathering. And she just continued to vent about him and said that Tyler was trying to push her friend Brian onto him. And at this point, I didn't know who Brian was. I didn't know that the guy in the car, his name was Brian, or maybe he told me and I just didn't remember. But she was like, Tyler was trying to push his friend Brian onto me, and it was so annoying because like obviously I was trying to get with Jelly, and it just kept feeling like he was trying to throw Brian on me to get me off of Jelly. And then I was like, who's Brian? Because I actually didn't know who that was. Like, I met a lot of the people at Hater's birthday party, so I was like, who is that? And then she was like, that's what I'm saying. Who the fuck is Brian? I don't even know who the fuck he is. And then we started laughing, and she was just like, who is Brian? Who even is he? And then we were just being girls and being like, I was like, yeah, who the fuck is he, girl? Like, what the fuck? And then she started telling me how she's been having to clean up after everyone, how everyone's been getting on her nerves this weekend. And she started telling me that she thought that she was gonna go to this wedding with Jelly because she's been his fucking chauffeur this entire weekend, driving him everywhere, to every party, every club, wherever the fuck he wanted to go. She was taking him, and that he wasn't even making time to go and see her before he left, and how it really bothered her, and how she liked him so much, and how they like had hella moments together, and she just was really rubbed the wrong way that she wasn't invited to go to Canute's wedding. And I didn't even know who the fuck Canute was. I'm gonna be so dead serious. I was like, who's Canute? And I had to Google him because I didn't fucking know. And then she was like, yeah, and Jelly got a +1 to Canute's wedding, but he didn't give it to me. He gave it to someone else, and it was just so messed up. Like, I've done everything for him. And she just was telling me all this shit, right, that she'd been doing for everyone. And I was like, dude, like, that actually sucks. It sounds like you've been this motherfucker's mom with no thank you. Like, if that's the attitude everyone's been giving you all weekend, I am so sorry. I was like, you cannot be these motherfuckers' mommy just because you want this man. Like, let's be so fucking for real. No woman should ever have to take care of that many grown fucking adults just to please the guy that she's into. A literal thankless job for a guy who would never reward you the way you wanted. Like, ever. Her self-worth was so little that that's what she did for a man who treated her like garbage, honestly. And what really got me and made me really think like, holy fuck, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I ever saw in Jelly. That guy's a actual like douche. Was when she said, yeah, and he didn't even make time to say goodbye to me, and I'm not gonna see him tomorrow. Like, we never even had a proper goodbye. And I was like, girl, like, come on, you deserve better. Like, let's be honest. Like, all the shit that's happened after, whatever, he still deserves better treatment than what he did and how he treated her. And she told me that he gave her money for driving him around and shit, but that doesn't change the fact that that's disrespectful as fuck. Like, still a person. Money doesn't make a person stop having feelings. Like, even Jelly and I had a proper goodbye. Like, I don't think y'all understand, The day that I went to the B&B and saw Angel and all of them, like, he literally was like, I don't think I'm gonna see you again, so I'm gonna hug you right now. Oh my god, it was so nice seeing you. To me. And you mean to tell me that the girl that he been fucking hanging out with, kissing, giving fucking hickeys to, because she had a little hickey on her fucking neck, she was telling me they went to this party and they were like under the waterfall of the pool or whatever the fuck, and they were like having this little intimate moment. You mean to fucking tell me that didn't deserve a proper fucking goodbye? That the girl that you were fucking was so heavy was not your plus one? Like, no, that actually, like, dead ass is fuck. Y'all can disagree with me if you want, but if the guy that I was hardcore fucking with and literally slaving away for so that he would like me and see all these wifey qualities in me didn't fucking say goodbye to me, and then also didn't like add me as a plus one to a wedding, boy, you would never hear from me again. But anyways, I was hardcore sympathizing with her. I had her back 100%. Everything she was saying, everything she was venting about, I was like, yes, girl, like, tell me. Like, I hear you. That's so fucked up. Like, how the fuck could they do that to you? Fuck them. Genuinely. Like, let's go have a fucking good time, me and you, because fuck them. She was venting from the moment that we dropped them off to when we went to my hotel. It was probably around 40 to my hotel because of traffic. This was a very long time that she was venting. I'm not complaining at that at all. Like, if you want to vent about some fucked up men, about some people who treated you like fucking garbage, like you were fucking nothing, tell me, because I feel you. I will understand you. I will fucking hear you. And she really had a ride or die in me. Like, she really did. We get back to my hotel and we are just talking about fucking storm, honestly. We walk past the front desk. They're like, welcome back. I'm like, thank you. We walk through. We go through that long ass little pathway. And then she was like, damn, this is a nice place. And I was like, yeah, I know. I got this because of my mom. She linked me up with this awesome resort. Like, it's so cool. The gated pool, I really want to use it. But like, I haven't gotten the chance. I really want to use the pool at the Golden Nugget though. And we were supposed to go to the Golden Nugget tomorrow. So I was like telling her how sick the Golden Nuggets pool was. And we were so hype about it. We were just chit-chatting all the way up. We go up the elevator. Everything is so cool. And then we see my door is open. And I low-key freeze. I'm like, what the fuck? My door is open. And she's like, what? And I'm like, dude, I swear to God, I fucking closed my door this morning. And I was telling her that I was scared that someone may have broken in. And then she was like, my fucking God, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, I swear to God, I closed my door. I don't know why it's open. I don't know why it's open, because I genuinely did not remember it being stuck. Like, if I saw it was open, I would have fucking closed it. I thought I closed the damn shit. And then I was like, you know what? It's okay. I have my things on me. If anyone took anything, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. And I was saying that to like self-soothe myself because I was freaking the fuck out. And I was like, it's okay. If anything, like, I can get myself home. I will be safe. It's okay. It's okay. Like, if they took anything from my room, they're not taking anything that will prohibit me from going back home, is what I was trying to say. And then she was like, no, dude, like, what if there's someone in there? And then I was like, holy fuck. Like, you're right. What do we do? What do we do? Do we go check? We should check if there's someone in there, right? And then she's like, yeah, okay, we're gonna go check if anyone's in there. And then I was like, okay. And I was like really scared. We were both very, very scared because, you know, I've never fucking traveled before. And then now my door has been opened for God knows how long. Someone could have broken in. Like, who knows what happened? And we start looking through and we start checking if there's anyone in the bathroom. We check if there's anyone in the little closet. We check if there's people behind the couch, under the bed, behind the bed. There was no one. And I was like, okay, we're okay. And so I start checking all my things and I'm like, okay, well, everything is here. Maybe no one's been in here. Maybe the door got stuck. And then she's like, Lily, you have a balcony? And I was like, oh my God, I do have a balcony. And then she's like, what if they're on the balcony? And I was like, oh my God. So we checked the balcony and there was no one there. And we were like, oh my God, okay, whew, thank God. And I was like, I'm so sorry that the door was open. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, the lock must have gotten stuck. I'm so sorry. I was in such a rush this morning. I'm so sorry. And then she was like, that's okay. It was just so scary. Like, I felt I was like in a video game. Like, I was in the video game. I don't remember what video game she said, but some like horror game. I would have never, ever in a million years thought that someone would be in that room. The only thing that I ever would have thought was that someone broke in and stole shit. That's it. I would have never expected anyone to be in there. You know, I've not really lived a lot of life experience. I have had agoraphobia for 7 years, which is like most of my life, I feel like. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to think. And she was way older than me. I was 23 and she was like 38. So of course she knew more. She lived longer. I had been feeling really uncomfortable in my clothes, especially after all the men who started sort of surrounding me, and I was just kind of done with all of that male attention, and I wanted to change into something that would attract a little bit less male attention. I would be able to kind of blend in a little bit more, because I feel like kino is something I'm able to turn on and off, especially depending on what makeup I'm wearing, how my hair looks, and how my outfit looks. Like, if y'all saw me in fucking public, you would never recognize me, and that's on God. Because y'all would be seeing Lily, not Kino. I changed my outfit, and while I was like looking for what to wear, I saw the jeans that didn't fit anymore. And I had a thought, and I was like, oh my god, Otus makes clothes, and she makes really cool bags. And I have a really cool denim purse. Wouldn't it be so sick if she was able to make like some sort of cool jean bag, or upcycle the jeans in some way and use the fabric of my favorite jeans and make something super cool and awesome in her amazing clothing style with them? So I was like, hey, I brought these jeans from home, but they don't fit me because I lost weight, and I thought that they would still fit me the same, but they don't, and I was just dumb. And I was wondering if like you wanted them, because the fabric's still pretty good, and I don't just want to like throw them away. I wanted to make a purse out of them, but I just don't know how to make clothes. But you know how to make clothes, and I was thinking you can make something like this. And I showed her like my denim bag. She was like, oh yeah, like I can make something with them. I don't know what I'm gonna make yet, but maybe I'll make something with. And I was like, all right, yeah, I had these, I brought them thinking they would fit, but they don't. And I know you make clothes, so what better use for them to go towards than an upcycle? Because there's so much clothing waste, you know? Why not upcycle a piece of clothing? So then I get dressed and I put my bikini inside of this little backpack that I have. In the backpack I had my wallet, my phone, some makeup, and I had an AirTag. And I also had an AirTag in my bra, because my mom had told me that she wanted me to keep 2 AirTags on my person at all times, because I was in Vegas alone. I'm a female, I have big tits, I'm skinny, I'm small, and I have a pretty face. I'm very vulnerable being alone in Vegas, right? My assets could be valuable over there, if you know what I fucking mean. If you think I'm ugly, you think I'm ugly. But beauty in Vegas to traffickers is nothing but a hole that could be fucking used, and a face that's good enough to fuck. So, let's be honest about that. And she was telling me how like we could just like go hang out around the strip, get some drinks, and then we could go back to the B&B and chill in the hot tub. And I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. Yes, please. I'd love that. I was so down to spend quality time with a girl. I get my stuff and we head out, and we make sure that the door locked, and I like tested it to see like what happened, and I got it to do the same thing where the lock got stuck, and I was like, this is probably what happened. And then I locked it like for real. And we made sure it was closed, and I was like, I'm so sorry that happened again. Like, I'm so embarrassed. I told her, like, I'm so embarrassed that happened. And then we left to go to the... See, I can't remember exactly which hotel we went to. I don't actually know what hotel we were in. I'm pretty sure we were in 2 different hotels, because we had to, like, walk through this hallway to get to the hotel. I don't know. But I'm gonna put pictures from the hotel right here. We ended up going to a bar, and she bought me a drink, and I've never even been to a bar before. I had a drink from a bar, like a real bar. The first experience, of course, was at the karaoke bar, but this was a real bar with like a whole bartender and everything, and I've never experienced that before, so I was really excited. And I told Otus, and so she was like, oh my god, I'm so excited to be able to treat you to your first drink at a bar. And I was like, ah! I'm so excited too. It was really fun. We kept walking through this hallway. I don't know how we got here, but we got through this like long ass hallway with like these humongous closed doors that looked like rooms for events. And then she was like, oh my god, what if they're having Knut's wedding right there? And I was like, oh my god, maybe they are. He. And then she started asking me about Angel and myself, and I was telling her that like I thought that he was really nice, and we had a really good time together, and that I was really happy that I met him. And then she was telling me about her and Jelly, and how she really liked him, and how they had such a great weekend together, aside from, you know, the disrespect that he showed her and everything. Like, they still had like a really good time together. And we really just chit-chatted the whole night away, like talking about our own personal life, our personal experiences. There were tears shed from her, and a lot of me hugging her and trying to console her, and I really felt like we were friends, and that we were, becoming close quickly, and it didn't feel forced. It was a very natural, like, development of a friendship. We were trauma bonding, we were happy bonding, we were drunk. Not as drunk as there were other nights though. It was just like kind of like that drunk, you know what I mean? Like, I'm having a blast, that kind of drunk. We were talking so much, and she told me that it was actually her birthday the same day that we had gone to hang out with Hater. And she had told me that she didn't tell anybody because she didn't want to take away from his birthday, and that she was supposed to go on a really special trip with her family, but for whatever reasons, her family canceled on her, or it just was not going to happen anymore. And she was telling me that I made her birthday really special, and that she was really happy that she hung out with me, and that around me she could actually feel like she could breathe, and like she could let loose and have a good time with me, and that hanging out with me was the first genuine like fun that she'd had the entire convention. So I really thought me and this girl were friends. At some point while we were at this hotel where we got the drinks, she had gotten a message from her friend letting her know that there was a super exclusive party happening in the area, and that she was invited, and that this person would get her tickets. And Otus was super excited, and she was like, oh my god, let's go to this party. And I was like, okay, like, I'm down. I've never done that before. I've been to a party. So we got to the club, and I really watched this girl finesse her shit. She took down her hair, she really turned it on, like the charm, and she was really like, come on, like, please, like, help me and my friend. And I've never seen someone do this in real life. I've only seen a girl really turn on the charm to try to get into a club, like in like movies and shows. So I was absolutely fascinated with her. Like I thought she was so freaking cool. Like I really did. Like I was like, wow, this is the kind of friend I have in my life. Like I'm so happy. Like I hope that I can learn from her, learn how to be outgoing, learn how to talk to people better. Because if you've ever heard this before, if you want to be a certain kind of way, surround yourself with people who are already like that so you can learn from them. For example, if you want to be a billionaire, surround yourself with fucking billionaires. Talk to them, learn from them, you know? That's what I do with myself with trying to figure out how to socialize. I surround myself with people who are outgoing so that I can learn how to be outgoing. She just knew what to say and how to say it, and I could never do anything like that because I just have so much anxiety. I don't know how to do things like that, but I've always dreamed of being that kind of person who could just be so outgoing, I guess. I've always wanted to be like that. But we didn't end up being able to get in. Only she would have been able to get in, and I wouldn't have been. And I was like, hey, like, listen, like, you can go. It's okay. Like, I can go back to my hotel. Like, it's okay. Like, you can do this. I see that you want to go. She's like, no, I don't want to. And then I can't remember if it was on the way to that place or on the way back. We had seen this person. Their name is Pup Time, and she had told me about Pup Time, and she had told me that Pup Time was a clout chasing horrible person who she had beef with during the last TwitchCon. And when we saw Pup Time, Otus waved at her and tried to walk up to her, and then Pup Time was like, don't come up to me. And I did think that it was a little bit weird. Like, why are you trying to go up to someone who you know you don't like, who you were just shit talking? But like, whatever, like, it's my friend. Like, she could do whatever she wants. Like, if she don't like this girl, I don't like this girl. You know what I mean? And then she introduced me to like some guy, and we spoke, and then she was trying to get in for a while, but she realized that she couldn't, and I was like, come on, like, it's okay, like, if you want to go, you totally can. And she's like, no, it's okay. And then we went back, and then we went to the Venetian. This one I do know. We went to the Venetian, and we were walking outside of the boat, like, river part, and she was talking a lot about her family and about her life, and that girl has lived a really hard life and has a difficult home life, is what it sounds like. And was crying, and we were both talking about our families like a lot more in detail, and she was crying a lot, and I was hugging her. I was like, I was just being a fucking friend. I was being a genuine friend. The night started to wrap up a little bit. It started to get pretty late. Everything seemed to be closing. And so we were like, oh, let's go back to the B&B. Like, I really want to hang out in the hot tub. And I was like, yeah, I hella agree. Let's go do that. So we ended up going back to the B&B, and I was so excited to get into the hot tub. I went to the room, into her room, and then I took off my bra and my top and everything and put on my bikini. and I put my clothes and my air tags inside of my purse and kind of like spilling out onto the floor because the clothes didn't fit into the bag the same way the bikini did, because it was, you know, bikinis are less fabric. I had gone out to go sit with them in the hot tub, and I was talking to Shoot, I was talking to Otus, and Otus even started crying a little bit because we were all like getting pretty vulnerable, and we were really like hanging out. We were really chilling, having a good time, talking, joking, laughing. Like, it was a really, really enjoyable experience, honestly, hanging out with them. And then I don't know how, but we started to all say that we were hungry. So Otus was kind enough to make us burgers, and I was like, thank you so much. Like, after everything that you've done, like, thank you so much for making this for me. Like, I really appreciate it, and it was really good. We were all hanging out for the night, and it was really awesome. And eventually, you know, it got pretty late, and it was like time to drive me back, and I was like, are you sure you want to drive me? Like, I can just Uber. And she was like, no, 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 like, I want to make sure you get there okay. Like, I'll drive you, it's okay, I can do that. And then we drove back to my hotel, and I'm pretty sure this happened on the car ride to my hotel. Honestly, it's hard to remember because I was kind of like nodding off a bit and like sort of falling asleep, but then Otis would talk and I would wake up and like I would respond because I didn't want to like fall asleep while she was talking, but I was like pretty exhausted. But I loved talking to her, so I'm not complaining or anything like that. But I'm pretty sure that while we were in the car on the way to my hotel, that she told me that Shoot had made her feel like he was hitting on her with Mecca there. I can't remember exactly what she said, but she said that they were talking about relationships and stuff, and that they were making her feel uncomfortable and making her feel like they were trying to like slide up on her. But I later learned that the conversation actually revolved about them talking about their own partners that they had to Otis and about their own like relationship struggles, and that I guess them being vulnerable made Otis think that they wanted to get in her pants. She thought every single man at that B&B wanted to fuck her. So I'll talk more about that in the next video though. Like, I really opened up to this girl like on day one. We clicked and we really like opened up to each other. It wasn't just me, you know what I mean? Like, this was a reciprocated thing. So I felt like, all right, like this is my girly, like we're chilling, like I'm so happy about this. I was just so giddy when I got back to my hotel. I was so happy, and I made sure to tell her to let me know when she made it back safe, because you know, like, I care about her. I want to know she makes it back okay. And so she let me know that she made it back okay, and I was like, I'm so happy you made it back safe. And honestly, like, me and Otis were just talking so much. Like I was so happy to have her in my life. Like, I admired her so much. I looked up to her because, you know, she was older than me and she's lived so much more life than I had, and I thought very highly of her, you know. And I know we hadn't known each other long, but to me, this girl was my friend, and this friendship was gonna grow and grow and continue. And I was so excited to see what the future held for our friendship. Honestly, like, more than me being excited for my future with Angel or my future with streaming, I was so excited for what this friendship like was and could be in the future. Like, I was like, fuck yeah, I found someone who could be my friend and who really gets me. And I will be talking more about my week in Vegas that I spent with her in the next couple of videos. I hope y'all have been enjoying this series so far. If you have, leave a like. If you haven't, leave a dislike. And if you're one of the little haters that has been hate watching, please, for the love of God, leave a couple of hate comments for me, would you, babe? Alright, cuties, I'll see you next time. Bye!